Greetings and welcome to Brighton Seafront. Come and join me as I drive to Worthing. Come and join me on this cold Sunday morning. I got a delivery in Worthing. I'm going to go over mainly the videos that I've done this week, different opinions on different topics of the videos. I'll timestamp all the various topics that I talk about if you want to skip ahead to a certain one. But mainly this week, my videos were on the bombing campaign in Yemen, Reform Party. I dived into their policies. Why are they so popular? And other bits if we get to it. So yeah, yesterday I put out this video. Let's let these folks cross the road. They seem to be struggling with those suitcases. You all right? Yeah, you got that. Yeah, yesterday I put out a video. We always have money for war, don't we? And of course, this bombing campaign in Yemen is caused controversy, different opinions in my comment section. Some people for it, some people against it, and this is what's so hard at the moment, isn't it? I don't know whether you guys find this, but finding truly unbiased news sources seems to be just so incredibly difficult in this day and age on so many topics. Like, you can look into these problems in the Red Sea, and you'll read one news article, one media source that will say, you know, this is so important, we need to protect shipping, and then you'll read another that will say, well, you know, they're only attacking the ships that are going to the port of Israel, and basically, you know, if Israel stopped bombing the fuck out of Gaza, then it would all sort itself out. There's just so many conflicting views. It's impossible. It's the same with the war in Gaza, and in general, it's so many different opinions, news sources, biases. It's honestly, it's impossible to get to the truth. Now, the point of the video that I made yesterday, and this is what, you know, I got a lot of comments arguing about whether this bombing campaign is just or not. That's not the point of the video that I was making. The point of the video that I was making is that we always have money for war. You know, this is the point. There's never a point where, like, the Americans go to us and go, right, lads, you know, we need to sort this shit out. It's quite important. And even if it is important to save the shipping and stuff, there's never a point where we go, well, yeah, I agree with you guys, it's important, but you know what, we're skint. We're skint. Have you seen our towns and centres? Have you seen our homeless problem? Have you seen our child poverty levels? Have you seen our NHS? There's never a point where they go and just go, you know, we'd love to help you, but we're skin. You know, in all other aspects of life, us normal folks, yeah, if our mates go, oh, we're going down the pub on Friday, you want to come? Mate, I'd love to. I'd really love to. I know I'd have a good night. I'm feeling a bit down. It'll probably really perk me up. But you know what? I'm skin. I can't do it. You know, that's the realities of life. I just don't understand how we always have money for war. Always. Whatever's going on. And that was the point of the video. And, you know, you can argue till the cows come home about whether this bombing campaign is just, and I can't see it. I just can't see it. It always, the amount of times over the last 20 years, Iraq, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, there's always, we've got to get rid of ISIL. Do you remember ISIL? And then you need to get rid of ISIS, and then you need to sort out Gaddafi, and it never ends. It never fucking ends. War. Just leave it alone. Just stop. And it's always Britain that feels like it has to get involved. And this is my biggest issue. You know, is Norway sweating at home going, oh, you know, maybe we should bomb Yemen? You know, it's Sweden. It's even like France or Germany sitting there and go, oh yeah, no, maybe we should bomb Yemen. No, it's us, because we always have this underlying empire context, isn't it? You know, we just always feel like we're important. We're fucking not. We're really not. We're nothing. Especially after Brexit, we're just a lonely little couple of countries on an isle up north of Europe. We ain't important. We don't need to do this stuff. We really don't. And this is what frustrates me the most. You know? It's kind of like what Brexit was. A lot of people that voted Brexit wanted as well, right? They wanted to just be independent, not get involved in foreign wars, be self-sufficient, I guess. You know, take away the easy trade with Europe, and I don't know, we can't still be a world power and, you go, mate, and cut our ties to, you know, one of the biggest blocks in the, you know, I'm going down a Brexit rabbit hole here. But no, I want to keep with Europe as well, actually, because, you know, talking of Brexit and talking of military and stuff like that, you know, one of the biggest arguments against Brexit, what a lot of people that voted Brexit were worried about, you know, the EU is going to turn into the United States of Europe and we're going to get, you know, a European army. You know, I never really understood, like, the negatives of that for me. A European army, a European military. I mean, currently, us in the UK are forking out billions of pounds to have a nuclear arsenal which protects all the other European countries along with France. You know, why do we not share that burden with the rest of Europe and military costs overall? You know, we wouldn't have to spend so much. 6 million on one ballistic missile we're forking out to bomb Yemen. We were part of a collective in military terms within Europe. I'd like to think we come to more diplomatic measures, but if something did warrant a bombing campaign, we'll all contribute to that. Anyway, I'll go off topic. That's enough of the bombing campaign. Let's move on. So my other video during the week was my video on reform, and I got some interesting comments on that. The Reform Party, why are they building up so much traction? Why do they appeal to so many people in this country? And I guess one of the most interesting comments that I got, I'll whack it up on screen, pause it if you want to read it. It's quite a long comment, but basically it's from someone that suffered with homelessness and things like that. And in the middle of the comment, I will be voting reform. Labour and Conservative have done nothing to help my situation. I'm going to vote reform. And I just find it so interesting how you get to that position when, you know, if you look at the facts, the previous Labour government were not perfect by any means, of course they weren't. But if you're talking about homelessness, they were radically better than what we have right now. Homelessness was at an all-time low at the end of the 2000s, at the end of the Labour tenure, and now after 13 years of the Tories, it's the highest it's ever been. But what makes you think, if you're concerned about homelessness, I really feel for your situation. If you read that comment, it's obviously been through a lot. They've been homeless. Why would you, if homelessness is a big issue for you and it's something that you want your government to sort out, why would you not vote for the party that got it to record low levels in the last government? But instead, you're pledging your bets on Reform Party with severe right-wing economics that in no way, shape or form is going to help homelessness and most obviously probably going to make it worse. You know, I really do find it fascinating when people come to these conclusions to vote reform. So whenever there's a police car pulled up, you've got to check out what's going on, haven't you? Nothing really, looks pretty dull. But yeah, it's always interesting when people come to these conclusions. There was a clip on Marina Purkis's YouTube channel that popped up on my feed the other day, which follows this mantra. I'll put it up now.
I'll tell you this, I don't agree with what's going on in Conservative government at this moment, but I will vote for them just to try and keep Labour out. And this is for you, it's time you got back into government.
So
and did
can I just ask,
something
can I
about
ask,
them.
Go on, Marina.
Kath a question? Kath, just one question. What are you so fearful of with the Labour government? What do you think they're going to do? Just in a nutshell.
They are totally... They will put us straight back into EU. They are not a party. They are all bought and paid for by the union.
Yeah. Sorry, do you know about Tory donors? Do you know about that? Would you rather have people, the working people who are represented by the unions, funding politicians, or just random like oil and...
The majority of those people that are going on strike earn 3 times more than I get in a pension.
And that's your problem. And you should be getting more. So stop pitting yourself against the working people. Kath, you know what I know about you? I know what papers you read. Because unfortunately you are just...
You don't, because I don't read the paper,
I can guarantee I do.
It's
such a shame.
Don't worry, don't let her wind you up.
20 years.
Don't let her wind you up.
Go on, Kath. I'm going to let you have the last word. Go on, Kath.
You talk rubbish, Marina.
You read rubbish, and it shows.
I don't read anything. Are you deaf?
Why be reading?
All right, she doesn't read a paper.
Now, I do have my issues with Marina Purkis. Now, pretty much I agree with everything that she says. But I've said on previous videos before, when I've done my video when she had that interview with Jacob Rees-Mogg, she always comes across very condescending and very arrogant. And I don't think she's ever gonna... I mean, it's gonna be hard to convince someone like that woman of your argument. I get that. But coming across quite arrogant is never going to help your cause, and that's what I feel she does sometimes. And when people listen to her with opposing views, they just see that arrogance and they think middle class, rich, doesn't understand the problems that people like us are going through, and they just see past her valid points, her very, very valid points. And you know, this woman, her whole case is that she hates the Tories, but she's going to vote for them because she hates Labour even more, because Labour take money from the unions, completely forgetting the fact that the Tories take money from big business donors. Now, I mean, who would you rather have funding your political party? Big, rich, billionaire corporations, or us, basically, unions, the workers? It makes no sense, and I don't know how that particular person comes to that conclusion. Going back to the comment that I just talked about earlier, it's how do you come to that conclusion? I mean, I'd love to take money out of politics altogether. You know, I can't see it ever happening in my lifetime, really. I'd love to have political parties funded by individuals, small membership fees, you know, which is something, whether you like him or hate him, Jeremy Corbyn was very good at with the Labour Party. He injected his money through small membership fees, rather than where Keir Starmer is getting his money from right now. But by the by, that's where I'd like to see money in politics. But it's so interesting how the problems in society right now and everything that we're seeing, homelessness was demonstrably better. I can never say that word, demonstrably. I just said it. Was so much better over Labour. Cost of living was so much better under Labour. And NHS was so much better under Labour. Yet everyone in this country that is disgruntled with these problems, not everyone, but a lot of people won't vote for them, and they'll freely give their vote to Reform, who economically are obviously in the complete different direction to solving homelessness, to NHS. They're quite open, as we delved into in my previous video. They're quite open about the fact that they want more privatisation in the NHS, and people are quite open to just hand their vote over. I know what it is. The big scare, the big push for people to go to Reform and away from Labour is immigration, isn't it? They've still got it ingrained in them that as soon as Labour come in power, suddenly the doors open to everyone in Calais to come over. You know, they've still got this locked in. You know, there'll be more immigrants in hotels. You know, I see this all the time. If Labour come in, it'll be worse. The immigrant problem will be worse. Our hotels will be flooded with immigrants. I mean, what they're proposing is just not true, is it? You know, they want that asylum claim centre in France. They want to be able to process asylum in France. And people always think, well, you know, if you're processing more asylum seekers, then more people are going to be coming in. But what's the rate of asylums that are actually accepted? You know, not every asylum claim is. A lot of asylum claims are rejected and then they're sent back home. You just need to get through that backlog. That's all Labour are proposing. We need to just get through the backlog of asylum claims. Then you won't have endless migrants in hotels. You'll have taxpaying citizens, and the ones that fail their asylum claim, the ones that people are so concerned about that shouldn't be in this country, that are economic migrants will be filtered out and sent home if their asylum is no good. But that is still the main push, isn't it? They still think that a Labour government will be full of migrant hotels. That is a Tory policy, a Conservative policy that, in my view, has been manufactured to help their own cause, because it's the only way they're going to win the next election is by pushing this stopping the boats, as we know. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent. Please put down in the comments below, why are people getting pushed further into reform, further right-wing politics that will not help any of the issues that they're concerned about? NHS, poverty, homelessness, immigration. Pushing further to the right, pushing further to reform will not help any of those. Weird. Bizarre. My other videos this week was, early in the week I'd done my video that, okay, I probably done one of those stupid little titles. I think a lot of people got angry in the comments because I said, is Jeremy Corbyn the Lefts Nigel Farage? Now obviously there was a few rumours about him starting his own party again, Jeremy Corbyn. You know, we have this about every 4 months or so, there's another rumour about Jeremy Corbyn starting his own party. And, you know, I always thought, my thought process in that title is that he would be the left-wing Nigel Farage, as opposed to pushing left-wing policy onto Labour, the same as what Nigel Farage done, pushing right-wing policy onto the Tories. You know, I in no means meant that they have similar character. I wasn't talking about the character of the two guys. I'm not saying that Jeremy Corbyn is in any way, shape or form of the same ilk and character as Nigel Farage. I was just saying the job that he could do of pushing Labour further to the left would be like a left-wing Nigel Farage. And it's interesting because I don't know whether you guys have caught some of these videos with Bowler Hat Man has been doing a couple of videos with NoJustice channel, Kevin Logan channel, which are, you know, very much more to the left, and he's sort of been defending his right to vote Labour in the next election. And they're really, really interesting videos. And this Jeremy Corbyn party kind of goes along with what Bowler Hat Man is saying, that you know, Labour just needs to get in power, but then we need movements to push Labour in the right direction. We need movements within the Labour Party to push for PR. We know it's popular. We know in the last Labour Party conference there was a vote with members that want PR. We need movements to push. You know, Labour have to be centrist to get into power. They have to. I mean, I think I've come accustomed to that now. I just don't think, we've tried several times to get a more left-wing progressive Labour Party in power. It doesn't work. You need the centre for votes. Okay, like, you know, 70% of the votes are in the centre, and okay, you're going to alienate people at the edges. We know that, but once you're in power, you need to bring those back. Has that traffic light gone out? I've noticed there's a lot of traffic lights going out now. Is this another council funding problem? Have they not got enough bulbs? There's so many traffic lights are not working at the moment. So I'm relying on that. Anyway, sorry, what was I talking about? Yes, you need movement. You just need to get Labour in power, and then you need movements to push Labour in the direction that you want policy. I mentioned PR there. And if Jeremy Corbyn did have a small party that would scare Keir Starmer into pushing policy more left-wing, you know, I think that would be a great thing. And that's what we need. We just need these guys in power, and then we need to push the direction they need to take. I really recommend watching these videos. If I remember, I'll try and put some links down below, but you can go onto Kevin Logan's channel, you can go onto NoJustice channel, and you'll find the conversation between them and Bowler Hat Man. They're really, really good conversations, really good, well worth watching. But yeah, that was my video on Jeremy Corbyn being the left-wing Nigel Farage. Yeah, I know, divisive title. A lot of people got angry. I in no way, shape or form think that their character is the same. Just the job that they can do on their relevant side of the political spectrum. Anyway, right, Shoreham High Street. I don't think we're going to make it to Worthing. A lot of people have been asking me to comment on the post office scandal. I don't know whether there's much I can add to the conversation, really. I watched that ITV documentary, incredibly well written, well directed, well acted, fantastic. There's some great actors on that show. They were really, really fantastic. Bit of drama, and I don't know what I can add to the conversation. I mean, it's absolutely horrendous what happened. I kind of remember it being in the news a few years back, but it's absolutely horrendous that it's taken a TV documentary, a drama documentary, to really get attention, and to finally get these people their money back, their dues, their compensation. It's absolutely shocking. It's really, really shocking, and I just think, just watch the TV drama. I mean, that's all I can say. I don't think I can personally add anything to the conversation by talking about it on my videos. Just go and watch it. You know, a lot of people are asking whether the government should have done more. I think all the blame is at the post office, isn't it? I mean, they obviously were so scared of this Horizon being deemed as useless because they were about to sell, right? It was during the time that they were about to sell the post office and become private. So they didn't want to sell something that was obviously faulty, so they tried to cover it up. And the MP, the Conservative MP that took up this issue, done well, but I guess the question is really is how did that, when you've got a member of parliament that's getting involved and knew what was happening, how did that not get bigger in parliament, and how did that not get noticed, and how did the government not do anything about it? When you've got an MP raising such a massive issue that is obviously not heard, you know, I guess that would be the worst part about it, isn't it? The fact that it just didn't seem to get heard in Parliament, and these people did not get their compensation is absolutely, it's shocking. It really is. But I implore anyone, even if you've watched the documentary and you know a lot about what happened with the post office scandal, and you haven't watched the ITV drama, I really recommend watching it. It's really good drama, and it's quite emotional. I mean, that first episode, you know, when they first get to the meeting in the town hall and the people come together, you know, it really is quite emotional viewing. It's a really good drama, and I don't know, that head of the post office, I know she's given back a CBE, but more needs to be done there. She really, really needs to be. The higher ups in the post office that let this happen need to get justice towards them. They need prison time. Definitely. When the people that were affected by this situation done prison time, they at least need to do prison time. Absolutely shocking. I think that's it. We're just heading through Lancing now onto Worthing. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top, and you can like the video if you enjoyed it. If you stayed to the end, thanks for staying for the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there'll be another one up top. Till next time, take care.